In the twisted depths of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, beyond Duel Academy and the card battles we all remember, lies a hidden story of love, pain, and eternal devotion. A story that doesn't start with a duel, but with a bond. Before he was the Supreme King, before the darkness ever touched him, Jaden Yuki had Yubel. This is the true story of Yubel and Jaden's past, a chapter lost to time, but one that changed the entire fate of the GX universe. Jaden Yuki always appeared carefree, a slifer red duelist with a bright smile and an unshakable bond with his cards. But behind that smile was a past even he didn't remember. Long ago, in another life, Jaden wasn't just a duelist. He was a king, the Supreme King, and every king has a guardian. Yubel was created to protect that king. A dual spirit forged from powerful magic and pure loyalty. But when Jaden was reincarnated in the modern world, Yubel followed him, not as a card, but as a soul tethered across time. As a child, Jaden cherished Yubel. Her spirit was always with him, whispering guidance, shielding him from harm. But the world didn't understand her. They saw only darkness, a monster, while Jaden saw a friend. Then, something changed. Yubel grew more aggressive, more protective. She began harming others, not out of hate, but to shield Jaden from threats he couldn't even see. Her love twisted into obsession. And so, Jaden made a heartbreaking decision. In an attempt to save both his friends and Yubel, Jaden launched her card into space. His hope? That cosmic light would purify her spirit and heal her pain. But in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe, light can be just as dangerous as darkness. Out in space, Yubel encountered the light of destruction, a force so corrupting it shattered her mind and fused with her soul. It didn't cleanse her, it broke her. Transformed by this divine but malevolent energy, Yubel became something far more terrifying, a being of chaos and wrath, driven by a single purpose: to bring Jaden back to her, at any cost. Years passed. Duel Academy grew. Jaden rose to fame, and Yubel returned, not as a memory, but as a force of terror. She manipulated events behind the scenes, warped duelists, opened portals to the Shadow Realm. And when the time was right, she dragged Jaden into an alternate dimension, a realm of lost souls and eternal suffering. Her goal wasn't to destroy him, it was to awaken him. Inside that twisted world, Jaden faced the ghosts of duelists long forgotten. Each loss chipped away at his resolve. Until, finally, he remembered. He remembered who he was, the Supreme King. And with that memory came power. Jaden's transformation into the Supreme King was one of the darkest turning points in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. He stopped holding back. He embraced his destiny. And yet, he didn't become evil. He became complete. Because in the final duel, Jaden didn't defeat Yubel. He chose to merge with her. That choice, that moment, is the emotional climax of Jaden's entire journey. He realized that Yubel's pain was his fault, that her darkness was born from his rejection, and that, to truly heal, he had to accept her. Their spirits fused, their hearts aligned, and for the first time since ancient times, the king and his guardian were one again. After that fusion, Jaden changed forever. He no longer joked around. He distanced himself from others, because he now carried a burden no other duelist could understand. Inside him was the shadow and the light. Yubel's soul lived within him, guiding him, not as a monster, but as a protector. This story isn't just about two duelists. It's about the cost of power, the tragedy of abandonment, and the strength it takes to face your own mistakes. In Yu-Gi-Oh! Lore, there are few stories as raw, as painful, and as human as Jaden and Yubel's. So what's the legacy? Jaden and Yubel's fusion gave birth to a new kind of hero, Not one who wins through cards alone, but one who carries guilt, pain, and purpose in every duel. And that fusion became a symbol that sometimes the only way to conquer darkness is to accept it. If this deep dive into Supreme King Jaden and Yubel's bond gave you chills, make sure to subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! GX lore explained. We've only scratched the surface of this saga, and if you want to own the same cards featured in this story, like Yubel or Super Polymerization, check out cardtrader.com and use code DOOMEX for 5% off your first purchase. Every card has a story, and this is just one of many. This was Duel Origins, and the shadows are only just beginning to speak.